OtraXFavor. This is one more, please. ¿Cómo están, chavos?
Bien, bien.
You know what? Ya estamos pedos. Technical difficulties. We actually had to switch some stuff around. It looks a little different, but I kind of like it. What do you guys think?
Gotta adapt. You gotta make it work.
Yeah, so we might need an electrician. You guys know somebody. Welcome to Otra, por favor.
Otra, por favor.
Estaba
eruptando. Otra vez.
Okay. Welcome to Otra, por favor.
Otra, por favor.
It's been a busy week. It's been, controlled chaos, I would say, this past couple of weeks, not just 1 week. And part of that was the amazing work that was done at the stadium this past Saturday on a home opener. And in today's episode, we have a guy that was behind the art and the TIFO, Nando Orozco.
Hola.
He was the artist hired to pretty much design the TIFO that was displayed before the game. And it was pretty cool. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result that we wanted. We're going to talk about that later. But this episode is going to highlight your story, about you and pretty much you're as the guest, everything is going to be about you in this episode. So
oh shit.
we're going to grill you right now.
I'm going to clarify. He was not hired. He was invited to collaborate with us and lead with us.
Thank you.
That's important because it comes from a different place.
¿No te pagaron, güey?
No.
No, I'm good.
No, sí.
Sí? No, sí, no.
El service fee. No.
Un stipend, un artist stipend.
Artist stipend. No, man, I think what, the work that everybody did, we appreciate it. And also thanks to everyone that checks out our content, whether it's on Spotify, YouTube, or Golz TV. I'm blessed to know that there's people that actually listen to us and they take the opportunity to check out what we say. I know sometimes I'm busy in the stadium and I'm setting up stuff like this weekend, but I appreciate everybody that swung by and Richie, how you doing and whatnot. Richie. It means a lot because it helps this grow and also, some people have told me some of the stories that they hear from the guests that come, they feel like they can, they can relate themselves to them, which I think at the end of the day, that's also we want to have fun. We want to do, great things, but that's also part of it. We want, the only way to grow it is by sharing stories from our community out to the world. So, we're doing the best we can every way we can. And also I wanted to invite Nando because I wanted to hear more about him, about you, about your life, get to know more where you're coming from and why you chose to become an artist and any setbacks you encountered, and also say you had a life-changing situation a couple years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that. And anything you want to add to the table, Rigo?
Just his journey as a Verde fan as well, leading up to this TIFO, because he's been around us for a long time. So he's part of the Verde community and he loves it, or he says. No, I'm glad. Let's first go into your life, Nando, the life of Nando. Can you tell us where are you originally from and how did your childhood shape the person you are today?
Yeah. First off, thanks for the invite. Muchas gracias. Mexicano por fortuna. Salud. Mexican by fortune, born in Mexico, Querétaro, Central Mexico, puro desierto, de un pueblito que se llama El Saucillo.
Okay.
Y no hay mucho allí, ya la gente, bueno, todavía hay gente, ¿verdad? Pero ya they've immigrated to either California or Texas or other parts of the U.S. But yeah, I was born there. Not born in a hospital. Soy del Cerro.
Okay.
But yeah, basically that's it. Born poor, so I had to be resourceful. We had to be resourceful, right? My dad would work either in California or in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He would be picking, or he'd be just doing remodeling.
Okay.
But yeah, he's just basically taught me how to work hard, right? Not through words per se, but through actions. And that's kind of where I got it. My mom raised 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Soy el más pequeño. I'm the smallest one, the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters.
So, being the youngest and seeing like your dad picking, what was like when you were young? What was going through your mind, like seeing like him working in Texas and California?
Well, I didn't see him much, to be honest. We were in Mexico, and I got here when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
Ya estoy un poco muy americanizado, ¿verdad? Pero todavía el orgullo de ser mexica todavía está ahí, ¿no?
Mm-hmm.
Pero no, él trabajaba y luego nos mandaba dinero, ¿verdad? En México.
Mm-hmm.
Y afortunadamente pudimos arreglar nuestros papeles, ¿no? Y llegar aquí. Tengo el permanent residency.
Okay.
So I got a green card holder. I'm a green card holder. But
good.
yeah.
And like you guys come here illegally, or you guys came?
No, we came here legally.
Okay.
It took a while, right? It took forever.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of hoops to go through, a lot of hurdles and whatnot, and a lot of it is time. A lot of it takes a lot of time. But he managed to kind of do that for us, and we basically moved from Querétaro, El Saucillo to Houston, Texas, a little town out in the woods, a little north of Houston, called Porter, Texas.
Orale.
It's hardly a city. It's just it's mostly a little farm road, but it's there.
Porter. How far is it on the east or the west?
It's north.
North
of Houston, just outside city limits, basically.
Okay.
Y Houston queda como unos 30, 40 minutos, 30, 40 minutes from Houston.
Y sigue ahí tu familia, ¿no?
Y sí, mi jefita ahí sigue, y mi hermano está un poco cerca de allí, más cerca de Houston. Y luego mi otro hermano está entrenando, ¿verdad? Está entrenando la cinematography.
Okay.
Y una hermana que es militar, y otra hermana que trabaja por Central Market y H-E-B.
Damn, that's good, man. Say when you moved to Houston, you were young, but how was that change, like going from Mexico to to another country?
Right. It was to me, I adapted pretty fast. I was young, so I kind of didn't know what was going on. To be honest, right, I didn't go to school in Mexico. My brothers and sisters did. I wish I would have. Right, it's an experience. But I started school here. Just used to watch a lot of cartoons, a lot. Like basically, Mexico had like 2 channels. Like where we were from, we had like 2 channels, and you had to mess with the antenna to make them see pretty, make them.
Con el gancho.
Yeah, el gancho.
Paperclip.
Yeah.
Paperclip.
So, whenever we got here, we kind of I don't know how we did it, but we managed to get I don't know, it was like stolen satellite or something, whatever, stolen cable, I guess. But, yeah, just to watch all the
Un gachito.
Ándale.
You had one too?
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Yo sí.
Allegedly.
Still do.
No, pero sí. Yo adapté muy fácil, ¿no? Mis hermanos y hermanas creo que adaptaron un poco, con más resistencia, ¿verdad? But for me, it was nothing. I don't think about it too much.
Yeah. Now 5 years old is a little easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Any sports you were into when you grew up?
Definitely soccer, man.
América le ibas?
No. Definitivamente fútbol. Soy futbolero. he jugado toda mi vida, ¿no? Y mi hermano mayor le iba a Necaxa, ¿verdad? Primero cuando estábamos allá. Y luego mi otro hermano le iba al Toluca. Y mucho rojiblanco, ¿no? Me vas a odiar, pero yo le iba a las Chivas, güey.
Aquí esta madre ya se acabó, ya lo cortamos.
No, pero Chivas, un Chivas bueno, ¿verdad? De Ramón Ayala, Omar Bravo, el Chicharito cuando estaba allá. Ya era más más adelante, más en Estados Unidos, ¿verdad? Cuando estaba en México estaba muy morrillo, que no tenía equipo, no sabía. Pero recuerdo que mis hermanos me hacían que componiera la antena arriba del techo para que ellos miraran el juego y así está bien chido.
Te agarraron de barquita.
Sí, pero una memoria chida, ¿no? Sí. Y bueno, ya cuando llegamos aquí ya era más chivista, ¿verdad? Hasta que afortunadamente Querétaro consiguió su equipo. Y nunca lo seguí tanto, ¿verdad? Pero cuando escuché que Ronaldinho iba a estar ahí, él era mi favorito.
¿Lo fuiste a ver a Houston cuando vino por acá, Ronaldinho?
No viendo a los Gallos Blancos, pero lo vi en Houston, en el Reliant.
Okay.
Por otra ocasión, otro juego, no sé.
¿Con el Barça América?
Creo que sí, creo que ese era. O si no era Barça América, creo que era Brasil contra no sé quién. Pero sí lo vi. Lo vi anotar gol de tiro libre, creo. Perro.
Chato era. Even like when he went to jail, he was like still loving to play.
Oh yeah.
That's good. And you can add something if you want, Rigo. How was when did you first decide, you know what, I want to get into art?
Man, it was I can't remember exactly the first memory, right? The first creative memory, but I was always interested in in Mexico, right? I was young, but I remember seeing like los anuncios, the little, I don't know what they were like our version of billboards, but eran anuncios, letreros of the band that was coming to town, right? Los Temerarios, Banda El Recodo,
en las bardas, ¿no?
Simón.
Así, una barra blanca.
En paredes, Simón. Y I remember seeing the fluorescent ass colors, man. Lime green and high vis green and high vis orange and all that shit, red. I remember seeing that and I remember like, what's this? It's letters. I didn't know I didn't know who. I kind of knew who Los Acosta were, right? But at that time, no me interesaba eso. Me interesaba qué eran o qué significaban los anuncios, ¿no? And I think that might be my first kind of like memory of like, oh, that's cool. Like, that looks really cool. And just letreros all over, right? In Mexico, they got like, I don't know, I guess.
La changa.
Ándale.
Es como rotulado, ¿no?
Sí,
le llaman.
Sí.
Y es aquí como en Austin, creo que le llaman como western o no sé qué, pero ese tipo de letras, ¿no? Like they have character. The letters definitely have character, and they're a little more structured, blocky. And then there's the cursive, the cursive printing. Basically, anything that's on a cheve, like on a beer.
Yeah.
It's almost like old-fashioned lettering, essentially. Corona has the black letter, and then the graphic designers will understand me. It's a type of font, I guess, type of typeface, and all the like Mexican beers kind of have that kind of style, like that old-fashioned-y, walk into a cantina kind of style or vibe or whatever.
It's very like one or two color kind of very simple, shadowy.
I've never asked this question, and I want your honest truth. What do you think of the Otra por favor logo?
Oh, it's dope, man.
Yeah,
I like it. It reminds me of the I don't remember what exact World Cup it was, but it was the World Cup in Mexico.
Okay.
Era como el triángulo de Azteca, like the Aztec kind of design. I think it was Maradona that played in Mexico, ¿no?
Was it 94?
Yeah. 80 something, ¿no?
En México era el 70 y 86.
70.
Oh, in Mexico? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it was Diego Maradona, but I remember seeing that like on the ball. kind of like the Aztec. Kind of like the Aztec kind of whatever feature or graphic, you know. But it's dope, man. I like it. I think I'd just simplify the typeface, the text, I guess. But that's it. But it looks dope. I need a hat.
Thank you. Hey, we'll probably take a break and you probably have one.
Okay,
when you come back.
All right.
So you know, he's wanted to like always ask. You know what? I've never actually asked an artist because I'm always, I don't want to talk about me, but like say, you know, I'm an accountant, so but there are certain things that I've like gotten to expand in my mind, and like when I see it, and like, okay, how can you add that? But the triangles were like, wait, like that represents like algo azteca.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then
trae cultura.
Trae cultura, yeah. So that's what I want. Like, quiero que algo que diga que se parece un logotipo de un partido de un equipo de fútbol, pero también algo que se puede ser general.
Sí, exactamente.
So that's why I took the circle out, because there was a circle.
Oh, okay.
And I took that one out.
Yeah.
Because when I was looking at the shirts, I'm like, I asked people like, what do you guys think? Which one would you buy? 80% of the people said no circle.
Yeah.
So, all right, go back to your story.
Oh no,
he typed all that paragraph into AI.
Yeah, basically.
No. I think simplicity works wonders, man, and it's simple, you know, and like a lot of people try to do too much, you know, with the logo. So that's my graphic design speak coming into play. It's dope.
Thank you. Pollos. Listen to the guy. No, I love my guys.
Shout out.
Shout out. So it's funny how you started thinking of art or seeing it based on something that had to do with music and based on something that was cultural.
Exactly. Yeah.
Porque I think like I always say, like I always think whenever now you know, as you get older, you think of, you know, like a brand. Color is a huge thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's at is a huge thing, and also simplicity is a huge thing. Look at Adidas, for example, how they went from everything to now just the 3 stripes in a triangle. Even it's still Austin, like just it's still Austin by just the font, and that's it, you know. But like say for you, when you create something that has to do with art, do you think of it like say, or your own perspective, or you think of it more how the audience is gonna see it?
I definitely, you know, I have I guess I don't know if it's a curse or the luck, you know, of having a foot inside art and design, right?
Okay.
Art to me is
so there's 2 different things.
There's a distinction, right? And you know, I like reading into it, and I kind of got it from some mentors, right? Like, basically, art exists on its own, you know, for no reason. I mean, it can't have a reason, right? But it just somebody produces it, and there doesn't have to be a super big significance behind it, right? But usually the people seeing it make that significance, or they make that connection. As far as design goes, it's more of a call to action, right? It's more you're trying to get people to, you know, with the flyer, you're trying to get people to go to some place or an event. With the logo, it's a brand. You know, this is kind of like, you know, this is kind of what represents us, like almost like a first impression, right? So that's the distinction that I see. Whenever I think of something design wise, I think of it as, you know, does it serve its purpose? Does it do its job? And that usually comes with working with the client. You know, with art, it's kind of more like something that I feel and something that I really like or am really interested in, or, you know, if I'm doing a commission for somebody, it's, you know, they're really interested in, or just, you know, have shown an interest in the idea, right? Essentially. I don't know if I answered the question, but
no, it answered it.
Pretty good answer.
Yeah, because I always say, like, so art can be very selfish, which is, you know, fine.
Yeah.
Because you're creating something, but also when you're selling it, or you're you know, designing for a consumer,
right,
is como que you have to meet halfway. You have to, know.
Exactly. Yeah, it has to look good, and it also has to like serve its purpose, right? As far as art goes, art could be whatever, you know. But I like I guess my kind of art is I want it to be representative of I want it to look like if I'm painting a flower, I want it to look like a flower.
Yeah.
If I'm painting a car, I want it to look like a car, but I also want to almost tell a story in the painting or illustration or whatever it is. There might be like I don't know, for example, like a piece of clothing, right, or somebody left or something, or like in my mind, I didn't put it in there just for no reason, man. Like it's kind of like trying to tell a story through it, but art for me is more storytelling. Design is more call to action, I guess. I don't know. That's what I look at it. I think everything is storytelling in the end, but that's just me,
Yeah, and like doing art is more like you want people to enjoy it too, but
exactly.
In the other way, in making a logo, it's more like you want people to engage with it and remember it, and hopefully your art too. But it doesn't need to be that deep, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
The logo.
Yeah.
Algo más relajado.
Ándale.
Yeah. I want to like from like any pieces of art that you've done, like what is something like you think of that's pretty memorable to you?
To me, I mean, just the TIFO. TIFO is one, right?
The recent one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The most recent one, the TIFO on February 24th. That, to me, it started with the idea with Rigo and I talking basically, right? And there was a scrap design that existed since the beginning of Austin FC, essentially, right?
Pretty much.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it just kind of resembles the feeling of what Austin FC is, or the hinchas of Austin, right? The supporters groups of Austin, and it's something that kind of lives within us, right? Like we all have a heart, we all kind of can relate to it. We all connect through it with that visual, and it's an idea, right? To me, Verde is a feeling. It's a little dry, the English words don't quite do it justice, right? Verde es un sentimiento that just hits a little better, a little harder.
Pega más.
Sounds more poetic, whatever. Yeah. But it just to me, I wanted to use that graphic, especially after Rigo kind of like explained what it meant.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it my own, right? It was a little flat, the design, right? It was a little flat. So I kind of wanted to make it my own, add some dimension, add some details. I maybe a little too much, but
for the TIFO.
For the TIFO,
okay.
Maybe I overdid it a little much, but to me, it's kind of to my liking, right? I'm flexible on the details, but the vision, I'm pretty stubborn on the vision, un poco terco.
Yeah.
Un poco terco con la visión.
So I'm actually gonna show a picture of it when I edit the episode.
Nice.
But as a photographer, I've gotten the opportunity to like capture several of the TIFOs from the north end, and I want to get like the whole like how it looks in the south, like how the south end looks in a video, but also in a photo. And I was telling Rigo, I was like the textures you added, they sort of gave it some like that touch that because if there was no texture like shining, then how dark it can get inside, because the lights are reflecting to the field. Exactly. They're not reflecting above it.
Right.
So the only thing that was making it shine was the screen hitting the TIFO. Yeah. So that was bouncing up. So when somebody was taking pictures, you can actually see like the Sentimiento, and it wasn't hitting in the back.
Right.
So I mean, I think I kind of saw what you were thinking of at that moment. Like, okay, for what you did, it worked great for every photographer out there.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
And it gave it a lot more of like a 3D effect, because like even the graphic is kind of on the heartbeat drum, like the pre-match heartbeat. But Nando gave it his own take, and that was kind of really cool to see, because like even we worked together a lot, but I wasn't really expecting it to turn that way, and it was like, holy shit, yeah, this is badass. It was cool, because with Michelle from Anthem, she also said whenever the people were hitting the TIFO and it was displaying, it felt like there was a heartbeat like in there. That's like, dude, that's like, damn, I don't know. Like it was just a different, and then for everything that's going on in the team,
you know, the how everything went last season to this season, new like a restart. Like there was that feeling, and you know, Austin putting out a badass production before the game, and also gave it like more amp to it.
Yeah, I think that I didn't know anything about what Austin FC was gonna do, but just like that darkness with the bracelets, like all that vibe, all that build up. And you're still kind of nervous in there, right? Because you're like, all this shit is gonna happen. And it's been like a month leading up to it, but you tell us like what the purpose of the TIFO was, right? Because we've talked a lot about this, but
no, I mean, to me, you know, it was kind of like it was a welcome back TIFO, right? It was kind of like a you know, a reset, but the way we know how to reset is you know, loking the fuck up and tugging it, you know, almost like making it come apart at the seams, you know. I've showed work before, right? I've showed work before in what is it, in galleries that, you know, have white walls with white wine, and it just doesn't quite feel the same, right? It's nice, it's peaceful, but at the same time, I have this side of me, or I guess, or that really is really passionate about football, right? And that was it. Like, that was the spectacle of it, man. Yeah. It was special. The TIFO evolved, or, you know, like visually it evolved as you know, as we were saying. We started with the blueprint, and it's kind of like how I always start, right? I start with the sketch. I always take away stuff, or I always add stuff, man, and it just kind of came to life. It you know, and that, like you said, those lights at the, you know, at the game, whatever Austin FC was planning, right? It kind of came all together because they were, our plan initially was to have 101 to 105 interact with the whole thing, right? And not one part shine more than the other. I think as a unison,
pretty even.
And those lights or bracelets, whatever they were, they just added to that effect.
Yeah. And that was something we didn't really know, that the lights were going to kind of add to that. But I think it was really cool that, what he's saying, right? Like, we wanted everybody to touch and feel like maybe you're touching the TIFO, maybe you're touching a streamer, maybe you're throwing confetti. Like, but we're back in our stadium, in our home, and we're all feeling that Verde feeling. And I think that was what was really important to make sure we start the season after a rough start last year, and go from there, right? Like, knowing, hey, we're back in this, and this community all together gets to be a part of this and feel why we come to the stadium. And one more thing, with also what Nando said, it like, it wasn't just the details on the heart. Like, he's like a master of typography and script, and you know, he loves letters. The first thing he said was that he saw those letters when he was a kid, right? And that called to his attention. Yeah. So they went from being white and green flat letters to being this 3D metallic looking ass letters. That was like just insane to see from far away. So yeah, that was all this guy.
I'm gonna show a clip, not right now, but you know, I'll show it to you guys after this. But whenever I release the episode, I want to show, like, say that the sort of the last part before the TIFO was brought down. There's, I don't know if you guys were able to see it on the video that, you know, that was released on social media, but the revs were actually like, one of the revs was just like, you know, stood there for a good moment looking at it.
Damn.
But even before the TIFO, you know, was coming down, because it got dark before the game. Yeah. So you can see the lights that everybody had on, and like what you were saying, it kind of like it just, the contrast between the lights, the TIFO, that was helping the TIFO shine, and then the streamers, you can actually still see them, no matter how dark it was. It was pretty cool. So I'm gonna show a small little clip of that with no sound, so you guys can see how fucking like amazing it was.
Right. Also, those were they temp refs? Like, those those refs will never see that shit in their life again if the leagues goes back to normal.
Well, you know what? We stand for the refs. Hopefully they get their share of, you know, money. But that's a different story.
Yeah.
So let me, if it's okay with you, I know you went through like a health, you know, like an accident. Can Can you just let us know more a little bit about that and how maybe like say what you're doing now, how that was life changing for you to your art,
and how you come back from that, bro?
and how you came back from that?
Yeah, man. Shit, how much time do y'all have? You know,
We got time.
No.
He wants a break and a refill.
And a break in the refill.
No. Yeah, man, it was crazy. One of the craziest things, right, to endure. I think really really the people that have had, you know, what is it, close to death or you know, close to death experiences, I guess, or maybe even lost somebody, right? Can kind of connect to that, you know, the most. But yeah, man, it was basically a November night, right? Remember the 3rd of November, man. It was Canelo was fighting, and my friends and I do what we do, and we were hanging out. You know, we were just hanging out South Austin, and you know, we got a little too carried away. You know, me probably the most, right? Just doing what we do, man, and partying maybe a little too hard sometimes, you know. But that, you know, that landed me basically. I was celebrating on the east side, right? First on the south side, and then on the east side of Austin, and just kind of wake up to my sister and my mother. My mother's supposed to be in Houston, and my sister's supposed to be in Stuttgart, Germany. And I'm like trying to make sense of it already, like waking up, you know. What are you doing here? Like, you know, like
Is it a dream?
Yeah, am I dreaming? You know, like. It's surreal, to be honest, right? It's just, yeah, you know, there's a lot of talk about, you know, what happens in the afterlife, but, you know, for me, it was kind of like, you know, it was almost like nothingness, you know. I don't know if it was like the drugs or what they were giving me, right? The doctors fixing me up, right? So it was a lot of vivid dreams. It was like maybe 2 or 3 dreams that I remember very, very vividly, very detailed, right? And I don't know what that was, but they're very strange, and you know, I might paint them sometime. Yeah. But I wrote a little bit about them whenever I was in the neuro rehab clinic. But yeah, man, hospitals they give me this kind of like eerie feeling, you know, and that's exactly what it was. It was eerie. It was an eerie feeling for forever, right? I got hit by a car basically. And it just, to me, the recovery from that, right, is I had to learn how to walk, had to learn how to talk again, had to breathe through the I guess it's like the ventricle,
la sonda,
right? And it's just, I hadn't broken a bone in my body at 26 years old, right? Never. I had friends that had broken like a hand or a foot or something, right? But I had never broken anything, and then, you know, I got a long list, but, you know, I got a mandible fracture, kind of like Yeezy, you know, Kanye, shout out Kanye. And
you like this?
They had to reconstruct my jaw, right? Whenever there was a song, Through the Wire, right? That's talking about the wired jaw that he had, and I kind of relate to that because he says, I drink an Ensure for breakfast. I drink a Boost for breakfast, the Ensure for dessert. And then that was like my life for a fucking while, you know, for months, right? But those are just like protein drinks essentially, and I was on a liquid diet. So hearing those lyrics whenever you're a kid, it's just kind of like, oh, that's cool. Like, right, they just sound good. But whenever some shit like that happens to you, it's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, it's like your heart sinks a little bit, you know, and it's like, oh, shit, like, this dude went through some shit, you know? But that's just like an example. I had a mandible fracture, which is like my back. I had most of my ribs are broken. I had to learn how to walk again. I got 2 screws in my pelvis. You know, it's crazy, man. I don't know how I made it, right? It's you know, you can call it a miracle. You can call it whatever you want, you know, that I'm here. But essentially that just puts a fire under my ass, right? It just kind of like, hey, you know, you've been fucking around. It's almost a realization, right? A hard realization, and I guess I'm the person to learn it that way, right? Because I've always learned the hard way, essentially. And it's just a realization, right? Are you gonna do this art shit, or are you just gonna keep fucking around, or, you know, like what are you doing? You know, like it's a wake up call, essentially. The hardest of them all, right? Life or death. But you know, thankfully I had a supportive family, and thankfully there's doctors in medicine, right? That put me back together. It makes a joke that I'm Frankenstein, you know. It's alive, but you know, a little damaged goods, right? But I'm here. So, I don't know how you make it through it, right? But they said I couldn't walk, and they said I wasn't gonna be able to walk within like a year and a half or something. And being in that kind of eerie environment, right? The hospital, it lights something under you, man. And I wrote a lot. Writing is another little creative outlet that I have, I guess. But man, there were older people there stuck in their ways, not really either too hard-headed to listen to the nurses, and you know, just stuck there essentially. And I mean, I guess had the benefit of being young, right?
How old were you?
I was 26.
26.
I'm 30 now.
Okay, so that happened like 4 years ago.
Yeah, 2019. Okay. So that was like, it was a wake up call, to say the least, right? But at the same time, it was like, I don't know, just a realization, essentially, you know. And that's when I kind of like really started pushing the art a little more. I was doing graphic design, had a job as a graphic designer, but you know, I was always leaning more towards the art, right? Like if my art can kind of like get on its own 2 feet, I'd rather do that. Which I'd be using graphic design with the art and vice versa, right? But I always wanted to just run my own show.
Yeah.
I think we're in a day and age where we can do that. We have the ability to do that, and if we don't, then it's on us, right? Like you can work for somebody and you can work for them all your life, but we don't have the pensions anymore. We don't, the companies don't really take care of their employees like that anymore, right? So it's, you're probably better betting on yourself and kind of running your own show, in my opinion. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm almost in the transition of doing that, right? Becoming a full-time artist, and I still have a day job, but eventually I want to run my own show and do my own thing, and projects like this kind of really, hopefully they propel me, right? Hopefully there's bigger projects on the horizon, right? And that's it, man. Like I could keep going on for a while, but that's it, for now. Maybe another episode or something.
For when you were out, how long were you out?
So that night, it was November 3rd, I believe, 2019. Okay. Canelo won. We celebrated a little too hard, maybe.
Canelo's your fault, bro.
And so I don't know. I was in the ICU for like maybe, man, I can't say for sure, but it was maybe 2-3 weeks, right?
Okay.
And then I got I got transferred to a neuro rehab clinic in South Austin, and I'm appreciative of my family, right? Like they stuck with me through thick and thin, like crazy, like it's probably like my lowest time, right, or whatever, my lowest moment, but they were there, supporting me. Discúlpenme, jefita, ¿verdad? Discúlpenme, hermanos y hermanas, pero así soy, no sé. Y that's it. After that, I was in there I was at the neuro rehab clinic for like maybe 2-3 months, maybe 2 months, because I got out. I got out after Thanksgiving, like almost like right before Christmas, I think. That's when I got out.
Dang, so
you walking or
walking?
I was walking, but I needed I got a little, what is it? One of those little
una andadera.
Ándale.
Como bebé.
Simón.
Con pañal y todo.
Yeah, and I got one of those, right? Yeah. But I like just the terco in me, the stubborn in me, I wanted to like not use it, right? And I wouldn't use it that much because I was trying to like get on my own 2 feet. But I did maybe 2 months, maybe a month and a half in neuro rehab, and then I continued to do maybe a few more months of rehab at home. I got transferred to my place, right, to my apartment in South Austin. But yeah, I had to learn how to walk again, man.
Imagínate, way. If that would have happened, like you were out for what 4 months, and you would have woken up to a pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, like, what the fuck?
I did. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Oh shit.
2019 November. Yeah. So basically, I was looking at that shit on the TV, man. We had a TV.
Yeah.
And I would listen to my podcast. I practice meditation. That helped me a lot, man. To be honest, the doctor said that having worked out helped me a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And so, what are y'all waiting for? Get to working out. But basically,
is that when the push-ups started?
No, not 100 push-ups started later. But basically, that's I forget what I was saying, right? But what was the topic? I forget.
Like say the pandemic.
Oh, okay. So I will.
And
I was reading. I was like looking at the TV, right, and they were saying that was going on, and I'm like, I was kind of asking my people, right? I was asking my sisters and my brothers, and I was like, hey, what's this bullshit, and it was like, oh, I don't know, it's people are getting sick and shit like that, and I just couldn't make it wasn't the first thing on my mind, right? I was just trying to get better, just trying to get up out of that neuro rehab clinic, man. Just as much as I appreciate the doctor's help, it's like I hate those places, man. They're eerie, and they're they have this weird energy, right?
Yeah.
But I got, I was released from that clinic, and then I went to I would stay just in my apartment, right? And I had a therapist, occupational therapist, speech therapist, and a physical therapist go to the apartment and kind of like, have sessions with me basically. And that was when the whole pandemic was happening, right? I was trying to go back to what seemed normal, man. And to me, what seemed normal was working and, working out, playing soccer and stuff like that, running every now and then. That's what I was trying to get back to. And a lot of that, a lot of that shit was doable, but a lot of like the world, I just woke up to like it's almost like, what is that shit? Rick Grimes waking up in The Walking Dead, almost like, to some unchained, like some change shit.
Yeah. Like, fuck, man. Vegas is closed. God damn.
So how long did you say you were out?
I was out for like what do you mean?
Like
in a coma.
You woke up.
So 3 weeks in ICU. I don't have too much recollection of that. I was being operated on.
So that was about 3 weeks that you saw your sister and your mother.
No, it was that 2-3 weeks I was like out, like just
out. Yeah.
Completely out. And then after that 3 weeks, I saw my mom and my sister and like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And
I was just wondering how long it took your sister to get from Germany. Like,
oh, okay, like, no. Yeah, she's
like, wait, what is she?
She's that's after that it was like, I don't know, maybe 2 months or a month and a half in neuro rehab, and I got released like right before Christmas. And then it was like maybe 2 or 3 more months at like home therapy, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, it's the hardest shit that I've ever had to face, I guess, right? Like, just awkward conversations with my people, right? My family, and just basically, feeling a lot of things, right? Like, just feeling unworthy, feeling like a fuck up sometimes, and just kind of like, hey, like, I'm sorry, but like.
Emotion,
yeah. It's just like crazy.
You go through I mean, I'm pretty sure you think of everything wrong you've done.
Yeah.
But with that, I'm pretty sure you also did a lot of good things that, like, I feel like God, life gave you the opportunity to come back and come back in a way that you wanted. I don't know how, but we're all young, right? At the end of the day, we all do like some shit, but like sometimes one situation can take us to where we wake up and we, ponte las pilas ya, because you know what? It happened to you this way.
Yeah.
And look at what happened after that, What were you able to, accomplish after that?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's still, It's still an open book, I guess, right? I still have a say in the matter. So I'm just trying to push my art, man. I had other dreams and stuff, right? Like I wanted to be a professional, but that you know, my conditioning wasn't always great, and I had a few injuries, right?
Professional soccer player?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can, you know, I can kind of still do it with art, right? Like I can still be involved with football and art, right? Essentially. But that's all I'm trying to do. Shit, man. If you got a, you know, commission for me, hit me up. You know, I know several other artists that if my style per se of art or design doesn't quite fit your needs, then I know a lot of people, right? I know a lot of cool artists.
Mm-hmm.
The artist community in town is very strong, and whenever, like, I didn't have that so much in Porter, Texas, right? You know, Houston definitely has a dope artist community, but and where in my little town there wasn't much opportunity to advance in that, and that's why I kind of migrated here, right? I came here. I was able to do that through the help with my sister and my brother, and basically, you know, they just kind of nurtured me and kind of helped me do that, right? There's Patreons, man. Patreons, you know, I think every artist needs a Patreon, right? Like back in the day, I guess Renaissance or whatever, it was the cardinals or the priests or the royalty, right? Hiring them to do that. I think now it's kind of whoever wants to kind of, you know, kind of commission an artist, or that commission. I mean, I don't think people realize how important it is, right? Like, even if it's like $200-$300 or so, like that may not seem a lot to the person, but that's one project underneath the artist's belt, you know. Just one project closer to developing better or different techniques, or, you know, opening up the doors to other stuff. But patrons, you know, shout out.
A little bit
With
of
that,
everything,
yeah,
right?
with that, we're gonna do a little plug, and if you're around tomorrow night, this episode will be released Thursday, to February 29th, and on March 1st, there's gonna be the art community event organized by Joe Correll.
Shout out Joel.
And we're basically gonna have, I believe, 19 artists.
You mean Abstract Alberto?
Abstract Alberto,
Oh, shit.
Joe Correll, Joel
Rebrand.
Correll,
Rebrand.
Correll, rebrand, and we're all gonna bring our own stuff. I'm gonna be part of it. You're gonna be part of it. You're gonna be part of it. We're gonna basically display our art, and if you guys want to buy whatever pieces we have out there, you know, I would say the best way to, you know, it's good whenever someone, you know, says, oh, thank you, awesome, but it's also like better, and not better, but like it gives you a little more of a confidence as an artist when you get monetized from it, because I mean, who knows where a picture could go. You know, by experience, I've seen, you know, doing something good, like getting hired by a recognized media outlet to, hey, you know what, we want to hire you for this event.
Exactly.
So, like, say, you never know where your picture's gonna go. You never know who's gonna look at it. They're gonna like it, and they're gonna want to hire you. So, this type of events are an opportunity for those artists to get. At the end of the day, the goal is, one, I believe, my opinion is like, yeah, recognition, you know, appreciation for the art, but also, hey, si hay billete de por medio, a darle.
Ya sabes, shout out.
And everything that's gonna be displayed, like, it's really cool stuff. And it at the end of the day, if you like art and you like these artists and the stuff they're putting out, whatever you get to keep a little piece of it. But also, you're gonna see they're gonna use that money to make more art. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, say it could be for you know, camera. It could be for memory cards. I mean,
Paint,
mota también, lo que sea, whatever.
inspiration.
For some people.
Inspiration.
But that's I want to, you know, I'm glad you talked about the commission part, because the commission part is important, especially for an artist. That's some for art. Eventually, it's gonna be your bread and butter. So you need those type of, you know, like someone commissioning you to keep on getting those projects.
Exactly.
And I always say, like, it's better when you have someone design something from their heart. Yeah, you used to have a brand that wants to, you know, going back to graphic design.
Right.
But like, say, Lene, I believe Lene and Zach, they work for, I can't remember which brand it was, but they were creating content for an artist in Austin, and the
Like
brand was pretty
Swell
big.
or something.
Swell, was it Swell? Yeah, but wait, like,
Yeah.
it's a brand that's paying them.
they can, the artists did their own thing in the mural. Zach and Lene, they created the content. How many people were benefited by that project? And, how long would that display will be going on? And also social media, how many, traction they give for the brand.
Right.
So, and I feel like, I don't know how it is in Houston, at the moment, but like in Austin, I think that kind of helps for some artists to get that out there,
Yeah, if it doesn't help, if it doesn't help your situation, at least it helps, like, giving you a boost, right? A boost of just a boost of purpose, essentially, right? Like, if you're on the fence of doing art or creating something, right? Like, somebody buying, your $20, $30 print or whatever it is, right? Like, that's gonna allow you to not only, gain something from it, right? It's just kind of like, oh, I can fund the next one, and I can fund the next one,
yeah,
and so on. And that's underrated, like, if you had $20 that you can kind of like, let go of or whatever, or support somebody, like, we need that support, right? I like this little, I guess, saying or whatever, support me while I'm alive, right? Because Van Gogh didn't get the recognition that he did, he needed, that he wanted when he was alive. It was all after the fact. And, not to shit on Van Gogh or anything, but we need the help, the support.
Yeah.
But we can use him as an
we can use an inspiration.
As a perfect example.
And inspiration.
Él y su oreja.
Ándale.
No, like, I'm glad. Like, it's weird how the timings are. Like, I don't know. Earlier we were having struggles with lighting and electricity here, so that's why this looks different. This looks.
We need to pay the bills.
We need to pay the bills. Pero, like, say what we're talking about, how how the tone right now feels. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was meant to be, and now we're going into talking about art. Like, maybe God and the destiny, they were like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give them this problem so they can figure it out and do it this way. But dude, it's pretty. It's. I like it. I like it a lot. And especially how the timing is when we're talking about art, right before the art show.
Art show, yeah.
And also, Chris Bella's gonna be doing some tunes, so he's also trying to get out there and do his thing. So, one thing that I also want to talk about is when I first started, a lot of questions to me were, this industry is saturated, and how are you gonna be able to to capture people? And I'm like, bro, I think when you do something good and you try to do the best you can, there's how many billion people in this world?
Shit. What is it? 7, 8?
9, 10,
7,
8. I don't know.
I don't,
I stopped counting.
I stopped counting after 5.
After 7.
Yeah, but say, like the sky's the limit. When you look at the sky outside, it's just, it keeps going and going.
Exactly.
So that's how I think about it when in this industry, like and one more thing, like none of the artists that are here, we step on each other's toes, which is the good thing about it. We're all get along. We're all friends. Like, generally, we're all like cool with everybody.
And you tell us, like, I think that's the vibe of Austin, right? Of the artist community, of everybody pulling together. And in this case, like, they're asking you why, like, it's saturated, but I mean, you're bringing something to the table that someone else might not, right? There's Richie with, like, your charisma. You talk to people, you try to know their stories.
Charisma.
and you go from there, right? And, like, I think that it's really valuable because it might be sad. Like, there are a lot of photographers, but there's enough memory sticks for everyone, right?
Exactly.
Like, just build your own story.
I will.
Use it as an outlet or whatever you want to use it at, but that's kind of how I got into, like, shooting film, because it was like I need something to put my hands on, to get my hands off my cell phone or whatever, and it was just kind of like it's mainly for me, but they invited me to the art show, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll find some good pieces. But I wanted to kind of take it into a little bit of back into the TIFO a bit. I know we moved past it, and I don't know if we were done with the.
Nah, I mean,
let's take
como
it.
caiga.
Because I wanted to kind of go back and mention just one of the ways, like the Groot TIFO and this TIFO kind of were really cool, because we have artists there with us, right? And there's always this like, oh, Austin pays people to do their TIFO or whatever, and it's kind of like, no, dude, like, Austin and its artists are part of this fucking community.
Yeah.
And that's what's fucking beautiful about it, right? Like, we want, like, that's what I was saying. Like, when did Nando come in? Like, he's been there since, like, the Selena TIFO. Like, that's season 1, right? Like, so and then they come with their group of artists. That artist community is being part of this whole community. And I think that's the missing piece, right? Like, you can easily say, oh, hey, I'm gonna, like, hey, have artists or they're paying. It's like, no, like, they're our community and they deserve to be part of all this that we create together. So I think that's pretty beautiful. And like, this guy brought a lot of backing and a lot of friends to the project, and it was really awesome to see all, like, we're so strong because we have that type of power and that type of community. So get to work, guys that say we're paid.
Yeah, let me clear this up for all the naysayers and all the what is it?
Naysayers
the
here,
Reddit,
like in
Reddit
outside of the, like in general, or
no, the Reddit, you know, the people, the keyboard warriors or whatever, you know, the keyboard cowboys. Like, no one's Disney isn't paying for this shit. You know, we're going out of pocket for this. The reason why
no te digo el cheque, güey.
the reason why Austin has such a strong tribuna, right? Afición, supporters group, hinchas, I think, right, is because we're a creative city, man, and it's it's unmatched, to be honest, right?
Creative in all ways, like
in all kinds of ways,
musical, artistic,
football,
photography, everything.
Yeah, so like, support the arts, support your local art, group, movement, gallery, support your local taquerias, all this, man. Like, this is just like grassroots shit, This is just like, hey, you're calling up your like 5-10 people, and then they're calling their 5-10 people, and whoever makes it. But at the end of it, it's like just grassroots shit, man, old school shit, we're making it happen. It's nobody's like super, like, we don't get super badass funding or anything by a major corporation or anything like that. Like, we're creating the culture. It's a young club, it's a young football club, and we're the reason behind why the hinchas are so dedicated, right? And La Murga meets, like every fucking Tuesday, or I think, correct me,
yeah.
But like, to me, man, as an artist, I've gone out there and I've sketched them, and I'm old school. I still like sketching and stuff like that, and it's just unmatched, man. Like, that energy, it's like church, like, that's my church, to me, and that's the creative community just at its best, man. My two worlds meet, right? Football and art
and music.
And music.
And that's one thing I love to do. Like, I like to grab the artist and just be like, hey, come to Murga practice for one time. Like, before you even start, like, just get hit by the power of the brass and the
contagious,
drums,
man.
And see how all these people you've never seen in your life are just
doing it
there for the vibes and to support the team, right? For the love of something.
It was like, I'm glad, like, in the stadium, right? And with Austin, thank you for giving us the accreditation, because it's different when you, for what I do, it's different if I create an image based with my cell phone and with the equipment I know I can use to make that shit, better. And it's not even like, oh man, like, making it go viral, but in a good way. Right. Making the art itself talk. Like, not me. It's just the fucking everything around there. That's the talk right there. The work itself. And, I'm glad, like, Austin, they approved our, media accreditation so we can bring our shit. And then two, it's just like how you were saying, like, at the end of the day, like, the whole point of this, us covering the team, like, in this, like, from Otra, is displaying this type of shit that, like, maybe one day you guys will be in a documentary, what happened to Fabian Rey. But speaking like documentaries, like, they gave us little access in the first year, and what did we do, before the season started? A documentary. Like, imagine what we can do in 10 years from now. Yeah, like, exactly. with you allow us to keep on doing our shit, and just give us give us like some meat to work with, Like imagine how much, how much like impact we can do, like not just in Austin and Texas, but around the world. Of course, the main thing, like you said last time, like make whatever we do, make it grow here first, and then go above and outside. But who knows? There maybe in the future you might have like a team that's struggling that they need to figure out how they can get their fan base involved. They see one of our documentaries, they see something that we do, and fuck, man.
And I kind of want to connect it now back to the art show, because what's going on in the art show has nothing to do with Austin FC.
Yeah.
But there's so many people in the Austin FC community that are going to be there. So I'm really excited for that, and just to say, like, hey, we're all not doing an Austin FC thing now, but we are this fucking community.
Exactly.
Not just about the soccer team and whatever, right? But about the colors, but we're going to do it for ourselves this time. And I think I want to say before it even starts, like, that's so awesome. And I know Joel has been going through this process of finding his identity as an artist, and I think this is kind of him taking us with him in that journey, and I think that's beautiful. So shout it again to Abstract Alberto.
Abstract Alberto. Un
ABW.
Donde más le quepa a usted.
ABW on Friday, 6 p.m.
Springdale
Austin
location.
Beer Works.
Yeah, bro.
The new Austin Beer Works on Springdale.
Bring a friend, bring your anybody that you know.
Shit, bring your side piece, bring your mom, bring your,
Okay.
bring your poly group, or whatever.
¿Cómo se llama? It took me a minute, but okay, it clicked.
Say bring your dog. You can take dogs there?
You can take dog there, yeah. Yeah, it's big. They have indoors and outdoors. So,
Nice.
yeah, it's a huge place. And parking is pretty good, too.
Bring your Austin starter kit, bring your puppy, bring your bike, bring 2 other friends.
Hell yeah. And it's like pretty close to my house, so it works perfect.
Nice.
I want to, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk about, a little bit of football. And then you will come and do a change in your head.
Okay. All right.
We'll be right back.
Lo vamos a rapar.
Capping on
Best behavior.
best behavior. Fuck it.
And scene.
And scene.
Tenemos invitados.
Tenemos invitados. Hey, you just, we're back from break. And, I like your hat, man. Where you got it from?
Oh, man. This is badass fucking podcast you guys need to listen to. Hit up Richie for all the merch. Just dropped.
We're gonna release April. What do you call it? Like another run of merch in April. I still have some shirts that I'm gonna bring to the show, but I got extra ones because I knew La Raza would not, until they see it. So yeah, we're gonna do some shit. And this time right here, instead of delivering it to your, we're planning for the next run is actually make it an event, and then you pick up your merch at a bar or a brewery.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna have pictures of Cheve.
Damn, pop up. Watch out. Otra por favor, pop up.
Otra por favor, pop up. We'll keep you guys in tune. My wife gave me that idea. She's like, hey, you know what? By the first round, I'm like, all right, un pinche barrilote ahí, güey.
That's dope.
Un barril de modelo, güey. So, tailgate y todo, güey. Outside. Actually, we can do it outside of here if we want. A huevo. Let's talk about Austin FC just for 10 minutes.
All right.
And
that's it, Tim.
That's it. Yeah, that's all we needed. Pero wait, what the hell? So I know there's a process, and I know there's rebuild, and I know there's a 1,000-year war that we're going through right now. But bro, you gotta come through with a good result in your game opener when you know these people have your back in the stadium. Like, it'll be different if the stadium was empty, no one really gave a shit about a team. People were spending $100 a ticket, after fees.
Prices went up.
Prices went up. Everybody came through except for the team. Give me your perspective.
Digo primero.
No, pues se vio mucho los primeros 45 minutos, ¿no? Que estábamos contra las cuerdas, la típica, oh shit, I changed language.
Fuck it.
Okay.
Spanglish.
No, but we were able to see just those first 45 minutes, right? Like, we were all, we had all
if
that.
you can get
that
a little
excitement.
closer to the mic.
We had all that excitement inside us still. It feels slower now. I don't know why. But
Es que está pedo por eso.
yeah. Well, the excitement was still kind of going, right? But like,
What you can do is you can bring it like this. Y te escuchas. Like tilt it. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ahora sí.
¿Me dejan hablar?
No. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Está bien?
So yeah, I mean, Stuver coming up big over and over again, like always, if there's someone we can count on, it's Stu, right? But we lacked a lot of connection, right? Like the ball was very, very far, like it was in our own goal, like the whole first half. And I think I'm gonna say the second half about 70 minutes, like far away from us, right? From a game where we finally started seeing when Rubio, Obrian, they jumped in, and you saw the difference, right? Like we got a little bit
instantly.
We were worrying the rival, right? I think there was a quote from coach just saying like, we can't waste 45 minutes, right? Like it was more than 45 minutes, and like where are the adjustments, right? Like what are our alternatives? Do we have any? Because we had some good players on the bench. I think they deserve to get more minutes. If things aren't working out, like why are we waiting till the last 20, right? Like I think I just starting off the year with a win and starting off with the right foot, I think would have gotten the players into a better mindset. But now that's gone. So now we focus on getting better.
Improvement, yeah. First 45 minutes, absolute shite, mate. Absolute shite. What was that, right? Like we were non-existent. I don't know. I don't even remember seeing a shot on target. In the first half, man. Maybe close to like 45th, 46th minute, we had a centro.
Yeah,
I think that kind of got close, but man, that was brutal, man. That was brutal to watch. Like Rigo said, as soon as we got the new blood, right, in, I think we just saw an instant change in everything, man, in mood. Cuando la afición se enseña, no, when the fans show up, like, man, you gotta match our energy. I don't know if it was for the first game. I don't know if they were just nervous or what, right? I don't know if we were too loud, man, but you gotta match that shit, like, our reinforcements, right? Diego Rubio, mediocampista, atacante, possible striker. He can shoot, right? He can shoot. We need him to shoot. We need to set him up to shoot. I'm confident in him. He's as Chileno. He's one of the best Chilean, basically signings. Back when he was young, he showed out for his team back in Chile, and they signed him from another team right away. Right, he has European experience, right? Obrian también.
Colombiano.
He hustles like a motherfucker. He's good in the wide spaces. We need to use him on the wide spaces. I think I don't think all the pieces are there yet, right?
Yeah.
But I think the pieces that are there yet we need to use. And I think we were watching, right, while we were working on the TIFO, we were watching. We had it pulled up, some of the preseason games, right? They used them. They used them, and because they used them, we won. We won a few of those games, you know? And in my opinion, like, if that's tried and true, if those minutes and those combinations are working right with the players, they've built enough chemistry, right, to win, man. I mean, you got to use that like firsthand.
Yeah, and you could see they like those guys came in and they're like, you have a Colombiano a Chileno, like those guys, like they're feeling the environment too.
And Vito también.
Yeah, but it's also, I don't know if there's something fair in there, but like I want to see them play, but also have the fucking time to stop a little bit and pace it too, right? Like not just like, hey, you're getting the ball and you're fucking running up the field, then and let's get a fucking goal because we're down.
You have
right?
to rush because you have to rush it, right?
Because you have to try to win the match the next 20 minutes, right? Like we need to see their creative side too and give them those opportunities. So I think a few more minutes maybe, but we'll see.
Viru, shout out Viru, gol de honra, brasileiro de la segunda, very, very, very intelligent acquisition, I think, by Rolo or whoever's in charge of that, right? He's hungry, I could tell. I don't know, in my opinion, right, Segunda División Brasileiro compared to First Division MLS, like bringing that, like he's First Division, man, you know, like, gracias, obrigado, bienvenido, Austin, Texas. Shit, man, just keep showing up. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Our defense isn't quite there, right? I think we signed Brendan Hanzike. He's a defender. He's a good center back. He's aggressive. I can see he's aggressive. He has European.
He steps up.
Exactly. Yeah. He has European experience. Lo que necesitamos es liderazgo. Es agresión. Son las putas ganas de ganar, güey. We need aggressive players. We need players that want to win. We just need them. We need them to build that chemistry. You know, I get it. It's the first game, man, but fuck, that was hard to watch.
And I think I heard, like, even before the match, like, Wolf saying, oh, I don't listen to the fans. The players might, and they might get inspiration from there. Like, he obviously listens, right? Like, the people that think we're out there, like, singing for nothing, like, we're pressuring the team in a way.
Yeah.
Because we're putting in more than they are in the stand. So that's the whole point of it, right? Like, and for the people that say like, oh, these people are just celebrating the team, right? Like, no, like we're showing that no one's gonna come silence us in our stadium. Exactly. So I was fucking pissed at the end of the game because we worked a whole fucking month for this home opener, and I expect to see these players busting their ass and caring about everything that we're bringing. I think it should be part of the culture, right? Like, bring players that see the work we've done as supporters and as a club, and that they respect it and say, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that history, and fucking run, right? Like, that's all you can expect of them, right? It's not, sometimes it's going to be good, sometimes it's going to be bad, but when you see those players run, like, those are the historic ones, the Diegos, the Gallaghers, the Drusis, right? The Dannies, the people that are playing for us.
People that leave it on the field.
Yeah. I want to close with this. You can't really, I mean, we can go dive into, what could have been better, what could have been, different. I think we all know at the end of the day, the team knows what can they change, right? But if we are seeking to, outside of the club to help this grow, you got to help the people that are covering this club the necessary tools to make this grow. And that goes with results. Access is there, thankfully. But it's also like, we sometimes people are going to be behind the team no matter what. I don't think that's going to change. But where I'm seeing that is probably going to affect it is just on how long would this last, where people are going to be supporting. You're still going to have faithful ones, but you don't want this team to be a team that que se muere you're going to find them a new home in 5 years because the results aren't going the right way. And also just it does bring the morale down, and I think Wolf knows that how the people feel, but he doesn't want to really acknowledge it, and I'm not gonna tell him what to do. I'm not gonna tell him who should change or not change. But all I want to say is like, hey, like you're having a big amount of like the best resources in the world when it comes to a facility. You know, one of the best fan bases in the States, and you can't take that for granted by choosing to not take care of the team and the players the way the fans, at the end of the day, they deserve it, because they're the ones that are sacrificing money, sacrificing time. I know it's a country where freedom is all, but there also comes some responsibility with that. And I think if he doesn't appreciate that from the people that stand with the team and question him, then he's not the guy that's for the job, like, period.
Especially in a team with an atmosphere and fans like the ones we have, like, he has to show that he cares. That's the main thing. Like, if you show you don't care, then, like, what are you doing this job for, right? Like, are you just trying to get a resume for U.S. soccer? Like, why are you here in Austin if you don't care about the community around it? And obviously, I bet he cares, but he's giving a face that he's trying to show that he doesn't. Like, really rethink what you're saying, right? Because the message you're giving, it's cornering you into a more stressful position.
Yeah.
Versus be honest, like, keep working and keep working hard. But that message, it's bad for the players, like the players you're bringing, the people watching you, the people seeing you. Like,
Bad
step up.
morale. Yeah.
This Verde team, it's this Austin FC team. It's your fucking team. Like, do you really want to coach it? Then coach it with all your heart. And we know he works his ass off, but
showing
figure it out.
Results. Yeah.
It's bad for morale whenever the head coach is saying, I don't listen to that shit. I'm like, we have the best fucking fan base in MLS. The fucking best. We show up on South End game day, fucking show up early, put up banners, all the shit, like, we're bringing quality to this league. And it's a young club. It's, what is it, the fourth year? I mean, fourth season, come on, put out what we're putting out, match our energy and shit, Wolf. I have trust in Rolo, right? But Wolf is standing on thin ice, in my opinion, man.
Yeah, man. Better days are coming, but, that comes with making decisions. Nando, thank you for being here, man. I greatly appreciate you coming and sharing your story. And how can people follow you and get to know more about your art?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm not calling it X like everyone else is. I'm still Twitter to me. On Twitter, you can find me at Nando Paints, @Nando Paints. And on Instagram, I'm TXNando, TXNando. That's it, man. I mean, support your local artists, support your local businesses. The reason why Austin is so special is because those independently owned businesses are holding on with the people's support, And thank you for having me. Thanks for the invite. Rigo, Richie, it's been a pleasure.
Gracias, Nando, por venir, por echarle ganas todo el mes.
I know, man.
Llevarnos a este día. Y una vez más, art show.
Friday, March 1st at Austin Beer Works Springdale location. We'll drop the links. Come by, support, show some love, show some support, and we'll see you guys there.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. to 11.
Watch party? Sábado?
El sábado at Hop Squad.
9:30 p.m.
9:30 p.m.
Get there early.
It gets nice. Hopefully we get a positive result. And we'll be a Bésame Mucho too. So
yeah. Some of us will be at the watch party.
Some of us will be Bésame Mucho.
Some of us will be working. Or painting.
Or painting. Yeah. Bueno, se cuidan, se portan bien y arriba la América.
Vamos Verdes.
Ganó Tigres. Gol de Guiñac.